Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're digging into a question that, frankly, should be on every executive's mind. Is your technology just a line item on a budget, or is it an actual weapon you can use in the marketplace? We're going to break down how you can turn that tech from a cost center into a real strategic advantage that basically leaves your competition wondering, what just happened?
So let's just jump right in. Think about it. Are you using the same generic off-the-shelf software as everybody else in your industry? I mean, you're essentially just running in place. Or are you building a custom-fit engine that's designed to launch you ahead of the pack? See, this isn't really a tech question. It's a core business strategy question.
All right, here's our roadmap for today. First, we're going to define what a competitive moat even means when we're talking about software. Then, we'll get into the return on investment, and trust me, the numbers are jaw-dropping. We'll look at the data on why the smartest companies are outsourcing this stuff, how to pick the right kind of partner, and then we'll wrap it all up with a simple 3-step action plan you can use.
Let's get crystal clear on the choice you're making here. You know, using off-the-shelf software, it's kind of like buying a suit off the rack. Yeah, it might fit, sorta, but it's not made for you. Custom software, on the other hand, is like getting a bespoke suit. It's tailored to fit your business perfectly, giving you an edge no one else has.
Now, don't let a term like Software Development Lifecycle scare you off. This isn't just about a bunch of coders working in a dark room. Not at all. It's a highly disciplined business process, the SDLC. The best way to think of it is like the architectural blueprint for a skyscraper. It's a structured plan that ensures quality and, most importantly, protects your investment from day one.
Okay, for any executive watching, this is the key insight. The SDLC isn't just some techie workflow, it's a powerful risk management tool. Every single one of these steps, from planning and design to testing and maintenance, is a checkpoint. It's where you control costs, you track progress, and you make absolutely sure that the final product is what your business actually needs. It's how you avoid those horrible, costly surprises down the road.
So we've talked about the process, which is great, but let's get to the good stuff, right? The payoff. Investing in custom software isn't just another expense, it's a strategic initiative that pays off in 3 really powerful ways, 3 pillars of ROI that will directly and measurably impact your bottom line.
The very first pillar of ROI, I like to call it radical efficiency. And look, we are not talking about small incremental improvements. We are talking about game-changing results. When you build software that is literally tailor-made for your specific workflows, you unlock a level of efficiency that, well, it'll make you wonder how you ever got by without it.
And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. A really important report from Forrester Research actually put a number on this. A staggering 200% to 400% return on investment. Just let that sink in for a second. That's not just a good investment, that is a home run.
But the wins don't stop at the top line. Custom software lets you automate all those mind-numbing, repetitive tasks that just bog down your team and drain their energy. Just imagine freeing up your smartest people to focus on what they do best, innovating, creating strategy, and actually driving the business forward.
And yep, the data absolutely backs this up. McKinsey found that this kind of targeted automation can boost productivity by 20 to 35%. That is a massive jump in output, and it's without adding a single new person to your payroll. That's the kind of efficiency that one-size-fits-all software just can't touch.
All right, pillar number 2 is all about future-proofing your business. Think about it. Off-the-shelf software is like a starter home. It's fine for a while, but eventually you're going to outgrow it. Custom software, on the other hand, is like designing your dream home from the ground up. It's built to grow with you, not hold you back.
And this brings us to the third, and honestly, the most important pillar of all, that competitive moat. This is where your software goes from being just a tool to being a strategic weapon. It's how you build a unique advantage that your competitors literally cannot copy, protecting your market share and your profits for the long haul.
Okay, so by now, you're probably sold on the why. So let's shift gears and talk about the how. The data on strategic outsourcing is so powerful, so compelling, that it's not even a question of if you should do it anymore. The real question is how you can do it to get that critical competitive edge.
Let's just look at the raw numbers. The outsourcing market is already enormous, and it's on track to basically double in the next 10 years. But here's the number I really want you to focus on, 92%. That's the percentage of large companies that outsource. When nearly all the market leaders are doing something, you've got to ask yourself why. So let's really dig into that 92% figure, because it's huge.
The biggest, most successful companies in the world, with all the money and resources you can possibly imagine, are actively choosing to outsource. Why? It's because they know it's not about saving a few dollars anymore. It's about gaining a strategic advantage.
So what is that advantage exactly? Well, for one, it's access to a global pool of world-class talent, on demand. It's turning big, unpredictable capital expenses into smooth, manageable operating costs. It's about being faster and more agile, getting to market before your competition. And maybe most importantly, it's about freeing up your own team to focus on what you do best, running your business. But here's the thing, and this is a big but. This entire strategy, all of it, lives or dies on one single crucial decision: choosing the right partner. And I don't mean a vendor who just takes orders. I mean a true strategic partner who is as invested in your business success as you are. The difference is absolutely night and day. And you know what? You can spot the difference from a mile away, right in that very first conversation. A vendor, they're going to ask you about your budget, about your feature list. A partner, they're going to ask about your business goals, your strategic vision, your biggest challenges. See the difference? One's just trying to complete a task, the other is trying to drive a real business outcome. So how do you find one of these true partners? Well, here's a simple framework. First, look for someone who really understands your industry, not just the technology. Second, demand a partnership mindset, a culture of collaboration. Third, insist on radical transparency in everything they do. And finally, make sure their security and IP protections are ironclad. Look for things like an ISO 27001 certification. Don't even think about settling for less.
Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's boil it all down into a super simple 3-step action plan that you can literally start thinking about today to begin building your own technology moat.
Here it is, your path to a technology moat. Step 1, find your biggest strategic opportunity. What's the one bottleneck or customer pain point that, if you solved it, would be a total game changer? Step 2, model the business case. Turn that opportunity into a real proposal with data and an estimated ROI. And step 3, get an expert involved. Engage a potential partner to help you build out a strategic plan that maps the technology directly to your business goals. It's really that straightforward.
So, at the end of the day, what's the bottom line here? It's this. Custom software is the engine that drives a lasting competitive advantage, and strategic outsourcing is, by far, the smartest and fastest way to build that engine. It's how you go from just being another player in the market to being a true leader. When you take this kind of strategic approach, you're not just building an application, you're building a fortress around your business, a real defensible moat. So I guess the only question left to ask yourself is, what moat are you going to build first?